What's going on, everybody? Jason here, and today I've got this beautiful flame red 2022 Ram 1500 Laramie. Right before we jump into this Laramie, I quickly want to just remind you guys, if you guys haven't already, please be sure to hit the subscribe button, as we are so close to hitting 1,000 subscribers on the channel, and it does help out with the YouTube algorithm tremendously. With that being said, let's jump into this Laramie and take a look, first of all, what kind of trims that you can get with the Ram 1500s. Now, it's pretty basic how they've always been. You can get the Tradesman, the BigHorn, Sport, Rebel, Laramie, which you're looking at right now, Longhorn, or the Limited. Keep in mind, if you choose either the Sport or the Rebel and you want to get the 5.7 liter V8 Hemi with the e-torque, that is going to require you to get the GT package. However, if you want to get that same engine option with the Laramie, the GT package is not required, it's optional. So in terms of the safety features that come standard and the ones that you can get with the optional upgrade, with the Laramie's standard comes your advanced brake assist, forward collision warning with active braking, and rain brake support. And also, if you end up getting the Laramie Level B equipment group, you're going to get the front and rear park assist. Also, what you can get with this is the advanced safety group, but currently, because of how everything is with the chip shortage, at the moment you cannot get the advanced safety on these trucks, but typically you would be able to, and that'll give you even more safety features. Let's start off in the front of this Laramie and take a look, because this truck just looks absolutely beautiful in this flame red color. So in the front, you'll notice this has body color bumpers front and rear. That is because it has the sports appearance package. However, if you did not get the sports appearance package, you are going to be getting the chrome front and rear bumpers along with your whole grille, which will be chrome as well. But with the sports appearance package, not only are you going to get the body colored bumpers, but also you're going to have the black grille in the center with the body colored surrounding it. And if you take a look near the bottom, of course, like I mentioned, this does have the park assist front and rear sensors. So you've got them in the front, and you've got these LED lights, which are typical on all of these Ram 1500 trucks. And if you move up even further, these headlights just look amazing. However, I am a big fan of like the Longhorn Limited headlights, but these ones also look really nice, because not only are the LED lights, but you've got that nice white strip at the bottom, which just makes it stand out even more. And if you move up towards the hood, you'll notice it has the sports performance hood, and that's a part of your sports appearance package. Now, personally, I love the look of this because you've got those two little vents on both sides. However, they're not functional, they're just there for show. And then up top, you've got more of kind of like that black surrounding and stuff like that. And then of course, your 1500 badging with the e-torque and all of that good stuff. From the side view, you can see this Laramie just stands out from any other truck, because you've got these nice 20-inch aluminum wheels, which kind of break the truck apart from, you know, having too much chrome. However, these 20-inch wheels are a part of your sports appearance package. Standard will be your 18-inch wheels, and also standard on these is your 3.21 rear axle ratio. And as for your side mirrors, typically they will be the chrome side mirrors. However, because this has the sports appearance package, you are going to get the body color power folding mirrors. As for the door handles, this is a keyless entry system, so just have the key in your pocket. You can unlock it, lock it, or you can just press this button here. As for the key fob on this Laramie, it's very typical to any other Ram 1500. You've got your lock, unlock, tailgate release. Because this has air suspension, you can control it and lower it only. You got your remote start and your panic button. And on the rear of the key fob, you do have just the Ram logo. And also, some of the extra options that this particular truck has are your power running boards, which are very convenient. Of course, it's also got your 4-corner air suspension, so you can raise the height of this and lower it. So it's always good to have, especially if you're getting in and out of the truck. It just makes life so much easier. And as you make your way to the back of the Laramie, you can see these beautiful LED tail lights, and then you've got that sensor in the center. Of course, we'll start off at the bottom and make our way up. So near the bottom, like I mentioned, the front sensors. You also have the rear park assist sensors as well, and then you've got your dual chrome exhaust, which just looks nice. Not too much chrome, just the right amount. You've also got your hitch at the back, and then along with your hitch, you've also got your wiring and all of that, whichever you need. And then you've got this step, because this truck has your multifunctional tailgate. So I'll show you in a second that which way you can open it. There's two ways, which make life so much easier. Also, you'll notice at the back, you've got your, obviously your badging, you've got your Laramie badging, your Ram head logo, and then your 4x4 badging as well. Also new for the 2022s is right under your tailgate handle, you do have this new LED strip light, which just makes life easier, especially when you're towing and all of that at night. So as you open up the tailgate, you can see, obviously you can open it up the traditional way how you normally would. And on this truck, because it has the bed utility group, you're gonna get the spray liner directly from the factory. You've also got LED bed lighting, which is very convenient. And then of course, you've got your adjustable cargo tie down hooks on both sides. So not only do you have the built-in ones, but also the adjustable ones. And like I mentioned, because this is the multifunctional tailgate, this is the second way that you can open up your tailgate, which is also very convenient. So you have two different ways that you can utilize the bed of the truck, and it makes life a lot more easier. Another thing that's standard with the Ram 1500 Laramies is your rear power sliding window. Now, if you head into the rear of the Laramie, you can see the door panel is just very sleek looking. Top half is kind of leather, and then the bottom half is plastic. But as you can see at the bottom, you've got a ton of room, you know, cup holder storage and all of that good stuff. You've got a little bit more storage right above that, and this one does have your 19 speaker Harman Kardon sound system, because that is part of the Laramie Level B equipment group. Typically, you would only get the 9 Alpine speaker system. And then if you move towards the top, of course, you've got this nice black trim that has a nice little design, and you'll notice this around inside of the whole truck. And below that, you've got kind of like a cloth Alcantara type of a material, which also makes this truck even more premium. And as for the rear seats, now these seats, of course, they're very comfortable, just like in any other Ram truck, because you want the rear passenger to be just as comfortable with these full leather seats. And then again, you've got more of that kind of like a cloth Alcantara type of a material on the sides, which also looks very great on these seats. And if you go ahead and pull down the center handrest, not only do you have your cup holders, but if you go ahead and open up the section, you do have a little bit of storage room at the rear as well. And also these rear seats, because you have the sports appearance package, these are going to be rear reclining seats. So both sides are reclining. So if someone wants to take a nap in the back, they can go ahead and do that for sure while being very comfortable. Also, if you go ahead and just lift these seats all the way up, of course, you can see the amount of room that you have in the trucks is just amazing. So if you don't want to use your bed for whatever reason, you've got a ton of room in the back once you lift up the seats. Another standard feature on this Laramie is your in-floor storage bins, which are very convenient if you want to tuck away stuff, use them as coolers, whatever you want to do with them. As for behind the driver and passenger seats, these are fully leather seats, even on the back, which is nice because typically you would have like half plastic, half leather, whatever, but these are fully leather. And then of course, you've got your mat pockets at the back as well. As for your rear center console, not only do you have 2 more cup holders, but you've also got that black accent trimming that goes along the whole truck, because that is part of your sports appearance package. And then you've got a little bit of space at the bottom. If you're charging your phone, you can put it in there, a wallet or whatever. And also, because this truck has the Laramie Level B equipment group, you're also going to get your rear heated seats. And then of course, you've got your typical USB ports, which Ram trucks have a ton of, and then a 115 volt plug as well. And if we head into the front of the Laramie, again, you can see it's exactly like the rear door, just a few little differences, of course, but again, you've got the leather up top, plastic at the bottom, and then at the bottom you do have a little bit of a bigger space for storage, cup holders, and all of that. And here you have 2 speakers for your Harman Kardon sound system, and again, you can see that beautiful black accent trim along with that cloth Alcantara type of a material. And on these ones, like I mentioned, it is the power folding mirrors on the outside, and you do get the standard driver memory seating. As for the interior, this is the only option that you can get, which is obviously all black on black. Now you can either get the vinyl leather seating, or you can get these, which are fully leather seats. They're both heated and ventilated seats. Or if you don't want the center console and you want extra space for an extra person, you can get the optional bench seating in this. And of course, these front bucket seats are just amazing, very comfortable. I mean, why wouldn't they be? They're fully leather, and again, you've got more of that cloth Alcantara type of material, just like the rear seats. And on these, I also like how they stitched in the Laramie into the seats in the front. And as for the front seats, both the driver and passenger seats are power adjustable, which also makes it very convenient. As for the bottom, nothing too special, just your foot pedals. But if you do go above that, you do have your electronic parking brake, and your foot pedals are power adjustable, which is very nice. And in the center there, you do have your hood latch release. And if you make your way above all of that, you do have your controls for your lighting, exterior lighting, and then of course you've got your dimmers right next to it. Also, your steering wheel is manual adjustable. And once you go ahead and enter into the Laramie, you can see it's a very typical layout on the dashboard. You've got kind of like a plastic, and then you've got leather in some spots. You have speakers in both corners, of course, and in the center saying Harman Kardon. Now, typically, if you were to get the tech package or the advanced safety package, you would be able to get your heads-up display as well. As for your center gauge cluster, it's very traditional to any other Ram 1500 that you've seen. You've got the typical tach meter, speed, and all of those things right in front of you. And also in the center screen, you can move around and choose different options to have in front of you, which is very convenient because there's a ton of different things that you can have access to right in front of you rather than going into your 12-inch screen. And also on here, because this does have your air ride suspension, at the bottom there you can see it says entry exit. That means it's at the lowest setting possible, and whichever setting you put it at, it'll let you know what it's at. And as for your steering wheel, this is a fully leather wrapped steering wheel, and it's heated as well, which is a bonus. Over on the left side on the steering wheel, you've got controls, like I mentioned, for your center gauge cluster. You can move around. Right next to that, you've got your Bluetooth settings and all of that. On the right side of the steering wheel, you've got your cruise control settings. Typically, you would have your advanced safety stuff there as well, but again, this truck does not have it. And then at the bottom, you do have your gear limit selector as well. Behind the steering wheel on the left side, you've got your typical controls for your high beams, indicators, windshield wipers, and all of that good stuff. Over on the right side behind the steering wheel, you have your start stop button, of course, and then at the bottom you do have your gear selector knob, which still not a lot of people are a fan of, but hey, it's there and it's gonna be there. And of course, you've got your typical 4-wheel drive auto, 2-wheel drive, 4 high, 4 low, and all of that good stuff. And then at the bottom you do have your auto start stop button. Moving over to the center handrest, you can see this is a massive center handrest on the Ram trucks, and this is covered in leather with the Ram head logo as well. If you go ahead and open up your first section, you do have a decent amount of room to put whatever you need to, and you do have a USB port in there as well. So if you want to charge your electronics in there, you can go ahead and do that. Opening up your main section, you've got your typical measurement tables and all of that, but again, you have this massive center console with a ton of storage, which Ram trucks of course are known for. That center section is slidable, so you can move it forward and backward, but inside you have a ton of room to put whatever you need to. And on the actual slider there, you do have more room to put small little items, a phone, a wallet, whatever you need, and then of course your front cup holders. If you go ahead and move the slider back, you can see you have more space in the front along with a 115 volt plug. Right above that, you do have space to hold 2 phones, and it is a wireless charging pad. Moving above that, you do have more room to put a phone or something while it's charging with the cable. But again, like I mentioned, there are more USB ports in this truck along with your aux cable. Above that, you've got more controls. So starting from the right side, you've got your controls for your front and rear parking sensors, which you can turn on and off. Next to that, you've got your tow haul mode, and then your traction control, and then also you've got your air suspension settings. So right now, like you can see, it's at the lowest setting. Next to that, you've got your trailer brake controller as well. As for your screen, this is the upgraded 12-inch screen. If you do not get the upgrade, you're only gonna get the 8.4-inch screen. In my opinion, it's worth it to get the 12-inch screen. As you can see, it's a massive screen, and this is the new and improved Uconnect 5 system, so it's very responsive, and there's a bunch of different things that you can do on the Uconnect 5 system that you couldn't before. So on these ones, you can now go into My Pages, and then you can set up the home screen. So if you go into My Pages and add a new page, you can select the layout, and you have 4 different options to choose whatever you need to on your home screen. And if you move over to the media section, you've got your typical AM, FM, and Sirius XM. Also new for the Uconnect 5 system, you can now wirelessly connect your Apple CarPlay or your Google Android Auto. Moving over to your comfort settings, here you've got controls for your heating and cooling. You can also use the side buttons on the actual touchscreen or from the screen here itself. Also, you can access your heated seats, vented seats, and heated steering wheel. Over on the navigation screen, as you can see the full screen of your navigation, and if you're low on fuel like this is showing, you can actually see the nearby gas stations. And also, you can also turn this into a 3D map now. As for your phone settings, you can actually activate 2 phones at the same time now. Under your vehicle settings, you do have a few options. You can dim your rear view mirror. You can also control your power side steps, and then you can go into your rear view camera settings. Under your rear view camera settings, of course, you've got your backup camera. Now, typically, if you would get your advanced safety group, you'd have a bunch of different options to see from angles and all of that. Lastly, you've got your apps section. Here, you can go through a bunch of different settings, of course, and now the Uconnect 5 system does have Alexa built in. Also new for the Uconnect 5 system, your top bar does have shortcuts. So for example, this one will bring up your heated seats and all of that. Moving above your 12-inch screen, you've got more of that black accent material up top, and then a little bit of room to put small little items along with a 12-volt adapter. Above all that, you've got your typical rear view mirror, but once the technology package becomes available again to pick from, you can actually turn this into a digital rear view mirror. Above your mirror, you've got controls for your tailgate, interior lighting, assist and SOS. You've got your sunroof options, your rear power sliding window as well, and then your sunshade as well. And this truck does have the upgraded dual panoramic sunroof, which in my opinion is a must in any vehicle that you can get it in. Moving over to the passenger side, you've got your glove department, which has the typical room in any Ram 1500 truck, so you've got a decent amount of room. But if that does get full, you can go up to your secondary one right above that, a little bit smaller, but again, it's more room that you can use. And once you go ahead and close that section, you do have this nice Laramie badging. And when it comes to what powers this Ram 1500 Laramie, it is your 5.7 liter Hemi V8 engine with e-torque. So this is going to give you 395 horsepower with 410 foot-pound of torque. And depending on your spec that you choose in terms of, crew cab, quad cab, and all of that, towing with this engine will give you up to 12,750 pounds. As for the window sticker on this 2022 Ram 1500 Laramie, you can see it has the typical exterior colors, engine options, and then you've got your standard equipment that comes standard with this truck, obviously. If you look at the optional equipment, you can see this has a ton of optional equipment that this comes with. And of course, you can pick and choose what you need and what you don't need. As for the pricing, this pricing is in Canadian dollars, so just keep that in mind. And it's minus any dealer discounts or manufacturing discounts being offered. And that's it for this 2022 Ram 1500 Laramie. Let me know in the comments down below, do you love this truck or do you hate it?